Hello there, math learners. Welcome back to my video. In this video, we will be discussing lesson 2 of general mathematics, and that is about percentage change in prices, wages, and everyday transactions. So we have here four key terms under definitions. We have here inflation, purchasing power, nominal wage, and real wage. So for inflation, it is the rate of increase in prices of goods or services. It also affects and reduces the purchasing power of consumers due to the decrease of value of money. Okay. So, meaning to say, lumalaki or tumataas yung presyo ng bilihin. So, if for example, yung sardinas na nabibili mo noon ng 20 pesos, so ngayon parang tumaas siya ng 5 pesos. So, nabibili mo na siya ngayon ng 25. So, another example, yung 100 pesos mo ay may marami ka nang nabibili, pero ngayon, paunti-unti na lang yung nabibili mo sa 100 pesos. So, kumbaga, yung pera mo ay humihina na yung value. Okay, because of the inflation rate. Okay, so let's proceed to purchasing power. So when we say purchasing power, it refers to the financial capability of a consumer in buying goods and services with a specific amount of money. So, kung dati, yung 1,000 pesos mo ay may marami ka nang nabibili na groceries. Okay. Pero, yung 1,000 mo ngayon, um, paunti-unti na lang yung nabibili mong grocery. So, kumbaga, yung 1,000 mo dati ay um, one full grocery cart yung nabibili. Pero ngayon, because of the financial capability, half cart na lang yung nabibili mo sa 1,000 pesos mo na groceries. So, bumababa yung purchasing power mo kasi mas konti na lang yung kayang bilhin ng same pera mo. Okay? Next, we have here nominal wage. So when we say nominal wage, it is the amount of compensation an employee or worker receives. Take note, not adjusted for inflation. So, parang, um, yes, tumaas yung sahod mo. Okay? So, nakita mo sa payslip mo, ma-increase kayo, tapos tumaas yung sahod mo. Pero, take note, hindi pa to kino-consider yung pagmamahal ng bilihin. Okay? So we have here not adjusted for inflation. Okay? So on the other hand, for real wage, it is the amount of compensation of an employee or worker received adjusted for inflation. So it represents the purchasing power. Okay, so for real wage, ito yung tunay na kayang bilhin ng sahod mo. For example, sa palengke. Okay? So, for example, sa market. Okay? So, if for example, tumaas yung sahod mo ng 20%, pero tumaas din yung presyo ng bilihin, like let's say mga 5%. So, parang hindi tunay na 20% yung tunay na dagdag kasi mas bababa pa. Okay, now let's proceed to understanding inflation, its impact on prices, wages, and purchasing power. Okay. So, parang research yung atake. So, we have here, on January 7, 2025, the National Economic Development Authority, or NEDA, stressed that the Philippines closed 2024 on a high note as it recorded a 2.9% inflation rate in December, bringing the year-to-date average to 3.2%, well within the government's target range of 2 to 4%. So, in this data, when compared with subsequent reports on the inflation rate, can help interpret the extent of its effect on income and consumer buying behavior. So, in the Philippines, in the Philippines, the inflation rate is typically computed by the Philippine Statistics Authority or the PSA using the Consumer Price Index or the CPI, which measures the variation over the time in prices of goods and services. So we have here the formula. So for the inflation rate is equal to the current CPI or the Consumer Price Index minus the previous Consumer Price Index divided by the previous CPI times 100. And for the formula of our Consumer Price Index is equal to the cost of market basket in current period divided by the cost of market basket in previous period times 100. And for the cost of market basket, the formula for that is we have the summation of quantity times the price. Okay. Take note that cost of market basket refers to the total cost of a fixed set of goods and services that a typical consumer buys valued at current prices. Okay, so let's have our example. So for our example, we have here the computation of consumer price index or the CPI. So for our example number 1, we have the data shows a comparison between the prices of selected goods in 2018 and 2024. Based on the suggested retail price or SRP given by the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI, compute the consumer price index using the data below. So we have here the data. Okay, so on the first column, we have here the item. So we have the rice, meat, vegetable, white sugar. And for the quantity of each item, we have for rice, we have 50. For meat, 10. For vegetable, 10. And for white sugar, we have 5. And for the price in the year 2018, for rice, we have 40 per kilogram. For meat, we have 180 per kilogram. For vegetable, we have 30 kilo per kilogram. And for white sugar, we have 50 per kilogram. Next, we also have here the price in 2024. For rice, we have 55 per kilogram. Meat, we have 220 per kilogram. Vegetable, we have 45 for kilogram. And white sugar, we have 75 for kilogram. Take note, the base year is 2018 and the CPI for the base year is always 100. Okay? Is always 100. So, again, remember, yung base year natin is always 100, 100 always. So, kapag above 100, meaning to say, tumaas yung presyo. And if, for example, below 100, so meaning to say, bumababa. Okay? So, let's have the computation. So, for the computation, we need first to get the cost of market basket. Okay, so let's get first the cost of market basket. Okay, so the formula is equal to the summation of quantity times the price. Okay, so we have here two different year for our cost of market basket. We have the 2018 and 2024. So in the year 2018, the cost of market we have for rice we have 50 and the price is 40. Then just add it plus to the meat, the price is 10 times the price which is 180. Then plus The vegetable, we have 10 also, times 30 pesos, plus white sugar, we have 5, times 50. Then let's multiply and then add. So if we multiply 50 times 40, that is 2,000, plus 10 times 180, that is 1,080, 800, sorry, plus 10 times 30, we have 300, plus 5 times 50, we have 250. And then, let's add all the values. So we have 2,000 plus 1,800 plus 300 plus 250. So we have 4,350 in the year 2018 of cost of market basket. Next, let's have in the year 2024. So in the year 2024, we have 50 times the price 55 plus 10 times the price of 220 plus 10 times 45 plus 5 times 75. Okay, so let's multiply again. 50 times 55, so we have 2,750 plus 10 times 220, we have 2,200 plus 10 times 45, so we have 450 plus 5 times 75, we have 375. Then let's get the total value. 2,750 plus 2,200 plus 450 plus 375, we have 5,775. Okay, so since we already have the value of our cost of market basket in the year 2018 and in the year 2024, we can now solve or compute the CPI. Okay, so we have CPI is equal to the cost of market in the year 2024. So from our formula, we have current period, which is the 2024. Okay, so meaning this one, 5,775, and we will divide it in the previous year, which is this one, 4,350. Then don't forget to multiply to 100. So divide 5,775 divided by 4,350. So we have 1.3275, then times 100 times 100, and it will give us 1 point, sorry, 132.75, or we have 132.76. So meaning to say, the CPI in the year 2024 is 132.75 or 132.76%. Okay, percent. So this means that compared to 2018, okay, compared to 2018, the average price of this basket of goods has increased by approximately 32.76%. So, saan ko nakuha yung 32.76%? So, di ba sinabi ko kanina, if it is above 100, so meaning to say, tumataas yung presyo. So since yung sagot natin ay 132.76%, so i-subtract lang natin yung 132.76 to 100, so that will give us 32.76%. So yung 32.76% yung average ng increase. Okay? Next, let's proceed to our example number 2. So in our example number 2, we have here the CPI in the year 2024 is 132.76%, while the CPI in the previous year 2023 is 127.3%. What is the inflation from 2023 to 2024? Okay, so we will get the inflation rate formula. So the inflation rate formula that we have here current CPI minus the previous CPI divided by the previous CPI times 100. Okay. So before applying the formula, let's get first the given. So for our given, CPI in 2024, we have 132.76%, and CPI in 2023, we have 127.3%. Then let's compute. So we have inflation rate is equal to, so from our formula, we need to get the value in the current CPI in 2024. So we have 132.76 minus to the previous in the year 2023. So 127.3 over to the previous year, which is 127.3 then times to 100. Okay, so let's subtract first our numerator, 132.76 minus 127.3, and that is 5.46 over 127.3 times 100. And then let's divide 5.46 divided by 127.3, then times 100, that is 4.28 or 4.29. So, meaning to say, our inflation rate, we have 4.28 or 4.29%. Okay, so this is the inflation rate from the year 2023 to 2024. We have 4.29%.